It's an early one today. It's 5:50. Actually, looks like 5:49. But the reason is, I think this is the most excited that I've been to make something. So I just woke up and popped out of bed because I'm going to be recreating something that I had when I was a kid. Something I think my dad had when he was a kid, because he grew up split between countries just like me. So my dad and I and all of my billions of siblings, just kidding, only 5, we all grew up eating this amazing, delicious sweet candy. And it is a Persian Iranian sweet called gaz. It can suspiciously appear like nougat. But nougat is, it looks similar. It's white and has maybe like pistachios visibly in it, but it's crunchy and hard. And gaz sometimes can be crunchy and hard, but I kind of looked around because I want to make the soft, chewy, like stretchy gaz that I remember. So I found a video on YouTube. I found 2 videos on YouTube and an article, and I've done the research and the math and the physics and the science. I'm an astronaut now. No, I'm not. But I'm ready to attempt to make gaz. It's actually super simple, and sadly I'm missing 2 ingredients. 2 strong flavors that I don't have are rosewater and pistachios. So that's just kind of sad. I think the rose water is kind of essential to that really special taste. So without those, I'm still going to go ahead and try to make it. And if they're awesome, then I'll just make them again next time the 100% correct way. But today we're going to use almond extract and almonds. So it will be like an almondy gaz instead of a pistachio rosy gaz. The other ingredients are quite simple. Egg whites. I need to get the whites out, but they needed to be room temperature, so I took them out a bit earlier. Another essential ingredient is corn syrup or glucose. You know, corn syrup, kind of not super good for you, but it's going to be really important for the texture. And then, not really an ingredient, but a very important item that you need is a candy thermometer. This is a meat thermometer, so I don't even have the important item that I'm recommending that you have. But I've used this to make caramel, and it seemed to work well. So you just need to be able to check your temperature. And I have this awful, like, warped screen, but it's going to work in a pinch. Other ingredients are just sugar, water, flour for dusting. Yeah, that's it. This is what I'm going to use to put my egg yolks in and put them in the fridge and think about what to make with them. So let's jump right in. Do I look tired? Because I am. Do I feel tired? No! I'm so excited. Alright, give me a few minutes to collect myself. Okay, something else I wanted to mention is that I'm kind of trying to blend half head. I'm a half head. I'm trying to blend 2 recipes together. So another one said that cream of tartar helps the egg whites, because we're gonna make a meringue, so it helps that stabilize. Oh, let's get cracking. Do you see what I did there? Oh, okay, my yolk just broke. What am I doing? I want the eggs in here and the yolk's in there. Okay, it's fine. My yolk just broke, so I'm getting it out because I also read that this meringue is like very, I don't know, sensitive. I don't know what the word is, but you don't want any egg yolk in there. So I'm going to be mixing sugar and water and corn syrup and the almond extract, but I don't really know how long. There's no time and there's no temperature, but she does say that when you stick your finger, and don't stick your finger into hot candy because you will burn your finger off. But when you like cool a little bit on a spoon and stick your finger in that and then put your fingers together and then pull them apart, there should be like a strand of sugar. And I think it's called the single thread stage. At least that's what I saw when I was reading Indian recipes for an Indian dessert that we are going to make also soon, eventually. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, we need a 1/4 cup of H2O. That's right, it's just water. And then 150 grams of sugar. So our goal at this point is just to dissolve the sugar. It's just gonna take a second. And then we can add the corn syrup, and that one is gonna take longer to cook. We wanna get bubbles going, we wanna get it boiling. Again, I don't know what temperature, I might look it up, but we want single thread stage. So stay tuned. I am reviewing my written recipe. This really is the merging of 2 recipes because this has quite a few different details. First, it says I should have a greased bowl ready, which I don't. This recipe says that the sugar, glucose, sweet stuff in here, water, syrup, should cook to 230 degrees. 230, don't forget that number. It also says don't stir. It says do not stir, period. How am I gonna not stir?
Yes.
180 grams of glucose, not glucose, corn syrup. It seems that they're interchangeable. Stop bubbling, don't bubble, don't bubble. We've got going on here is a totally clear syrup, perfect for your little hummingbird feeder. I'm going to increase the temperature to number 2. Ooh, it's bubbling. Cute bubbles. I'm trying not to stir. Alright, I've done some soul searching and I decided that I'm going to stick to our main recipe video and I'm going to forget about everything I read in the other one, although I will try to make use of the greased bowl. They just seemed too different, and if I went by one it would completely contradict the other one. I'm still going to link them both below and you can follow your heart, but since I have this video, it's just like much easier to understand what I'm doing than the written out one, so I'm going to follow the video. Let's check out the temperature. I have not been stirring. It's so hard, but I haven't been. I'm going to stick in my little thermometer, obviously not touching the bottom because that's going to be super hot, not accurate. It looks like I'm at 200. Dang it, did I say 230? Oh, I think I'm there. Jeez, that happened fast. Okay, I have a little bit of syrup on here, and I'm gonna see if I have that. I don't want to burn my hand. Okay. Okay. Yes. I've got, well, geez, I hope I didn't overcook it. All right, this is what 230 looks like. It looks exactly the same as it did before. And I've got some of my candy. Oh, it's hot. And I want to see if I have that thread. Yep. I don't know if you can see, but I have that thread there. So I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm going to take it off the heat. Egg white mixing time. Hi. Okay, so I have my 2 egg whites in here. I'm going to add a little bit of cream of tartar, and then I'm going to mix. This is not going anywhere. So the egg whites are good. They are perfect. Now it says to mix a little bit of the syrup into the egg whites. We're gonna mix it around and then we're gonna put all of this back into the pot and mix, 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 mix. I can finally stir again. So we have our egg whites, we have our syrup, which is just it's cooling, so it's kind of getting thicker. I am supposed to take 2 spoons of syrup and mix it into my egg whites. So I'm going to use the mixer. Yeah. I'm using my rubber spatula. I'm gonna mix the egg whites back in on a medium temperature. So I'm gonna put it back on that like quite low temperature, almost the lowest. And I just need to keep stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring. And she says don't let the egg whites cook and just keep stirring for 40 minutes to an hour. I don't know if that's really the case. I'm just like hoping that's like a mistranslation. Hopefully it's 40 seconds. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna be confused forever. But you know, it's candy making, so I think that the heat or lack of heat has a lot to do with the final texture of the candy. And this lady really does make them wonderfully soft. And that's what I want. So I'll do whatever it takes to get those soft, stretchy, chewy Gaz pieces. So this is just looking lovely. It looks like this. It's all mixed, and I'm gonna keep mixing for 1 hour. I'm just watching the consistency kind of change. You can see it's just gorgeously shiny and just, oh my gosh, don't you want to like float in it? I just want to take a bath in this. I want to show you my mixture. I don't know if you can tell, but I started to get these slightly yellow, I want to try to find one. Here it is. Like this, almost like an impurity or something. And so I'm realizing that it is really important to continually scrape the bottom because I don't want to cook, I don't want like pieces of cooked mixture in here at all. And I even kind of lifted it off the heat sometimes because I really don't want to burn any of this. And I noticed that it's getting thicker and it's also changing color. It's not pure white. I mean, it might look like it on my camera because my lighting is quite bright, but it's getting to be a little bit more of dark, sort of almondy color. And anyway, I'm just gonna keep stirring, keep cooking until it gets, she says, like almost too thick to stir, or that it like makes it really hard to stir. And that will be when we add the nuts, the almonds. This is just quite the adventure. As I stir, there are all these subtle changes and it's getting darker. But every time I scrape the bottom, after scraping the bottom a few times, then I usually scrape my thing and you can see right here this golden caramelly stuff that's forming. So I'm just stirring it in. I don't know if it's good or bad that it's forming like this caramel, this meringue caramel or whatever. I'm just keeping at it. I mean, this is constant stirring. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the volume is decreasing. I wish I had like a third arm. I want to bring the camera over, but I don't want to stop stirring. Wow, it's just really interesting. This is a very interesting recipe. Also, if I had like a fourth arm, I would be flouring a surface because I realize I'm going to need that. I'm not going to need this greased bowl. It's so funny because this recipe video says easy, and I'm like, dang. If this is the easy way to make Gaz, what is the hard way? Because this is, I mean, it's not hard, but it's intense. More of that caramel stuff is forming. This is just so interesting. Okay, I want to get the camera in here. I just want you to see how the bottom, like, do you see that? It like pulls, it's almost like the mixture just pulls away from the bottom. I'm just gonna keep stirring. All right, I think we reached the stage. So here is my mixture. You can see it's like very thick. I can like draw with it. If I push it back, it takes a while to fall back into place. And that's pretty much what it looks like in her video. So our next step is to stir in the nuts. So I have this gorgeous silky candy. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So over here we have our mix, which it really is thick and sticky. It's like not that easy to stir. We have our almonds, which I did a quick rough chop, and some flour. So I'm gonna mix in the almonds. Okay, this is really thick now. I guess it doesn't take much time for it to just cool down, so it's like one large creature. Delectable.
Is this cream?
Cream?
Cream over here?
I don't think so. The egg whites?
I just put egg whites in my coffee. I thought it was cream. That's so hilarious.
Do you have any idea what I'm making yet?
Looks like gauze.
Yeah! Are you excited?
Yeah, where'd you get the pistachios?
I used almonds.
I'm very impressed, especially because I love it. Brings me back to my childhood in your own.
My gas is done being formed. I'm keeping it in the flour. That kind of keeps them separate. Also, that's like how I remember them looking. Like a box of gas looked like this. It's not gorgeous, but trust me, it's delicious. And I will eat them, but first I need to do a little cleanup because I am currently a flour human.
Come here.
All right, I found my taste tester. And my, is she, I hope she's not a taste tester. We're not giving how do you say it?
Gauze.
We're not giving gas to Jaja, are we?
Well, we'll see what she wants.
Okay, so I have, okay. I have made myself a coffee because gas is sweet. But my dad says the Iranians would prefer to have it with tea.
Chai.
So make yourself a cup of tea. Jaja, stop it! Stop! No, what is she tasting? It's flour. It's probably plain raw flour. Okay, this is very unsanitary. I'm gonna move these forward.
That's just
Okay.
really after. Maybe she wants the coffee.
We have a beautiful plate of gas. It's so bright here. I don't know if you can see the gorgeous nougat. My goal was chewy because I saw these recipes that make like a hard gas. Gauze. Taste tester, taste.
Jaja Luke. Jaja.
One. Daddy. One, 2, 3. This is what I wanted. This stretchy, chewy.
Really good. Reminds me of my childhood in your mom. It really does.
You know, there's something weird going on in my brain. Like, it doesn't have pistachio, but it still tastes like gas. So I feel like it tastes like pistachio. Even though it doesn't have it, it's just like I know it's supposed to, so my brain is tricking me. It's like these are pistachios.
So she's drooling.
Oh, she is drooling.
Was it really good, Em?
Thank you.
They remind me of Gacharan and Agajari. Little airplanes. oil fields. Look at that, Jaja says, can I just have a little lick, Dad, please?
No.
Please?
No.
Pretty?
I can't stop chewing. Hi, honey. I think this is like a recipe I'm most happy with, most proud of, because it truly is bringing the nostalgia back. It's something I can't find here, and I guess I should start selling it and make $1 million. Don't laugh at me. That's it, guys. It's like in my teeth, so I'm afraid to open my mouth. Please comment and subscribe, and I love you all. See you tomorrow.